back to Bahasa Indonesia. So, what do you think? What is young Malaysian opinion about Bahasa Indonesia?
Okay, to me, I give my opinion first, then
Right.
I'll discuss about Bahasa Indonesia.
Right.
Alhamdulillah, we have many Malaysians in Indonesia.
Right.
And you'll be surprised, Prof. Astamam. Our little kids speaks Bahasa Indonesia, including my children,
Really?
the word like enggak, and many others, because of whoever brought them up, in at home and whatever not.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yes, because we used to have mates, way back in
Uh-huh,
1990s.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and they're happy to go to Indonesia because familiar. The language
Ah,
is easy to
right.
acquire and understand.
Right.
All right. I would say the perception about Bahasa Indonesia is one standard ahead,
Mhm.
equivalent to Bahasa Inggris,
Right.
or French or whatever, not
Mhm.
universally, because
Right.
Bahasa Indonesia right now is probably top 10,
Mhm.
widest spoken, all right?
Right.
And it's also I would say a pride for
Right.
Malaysians, because
Right.
it's a Bahasa Melayu, all right?
Okay.
It's a
The
Bahasa
root is
Melayu.
from Melayu.
Yes, the
Mhm.
pokoknya is Bahasa
Mhm.
Melayu.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a pride, so we are happy that
Mhm.
Indonesia represent the Bahasa
Mhm.
Melayu,
Mhm.
and I feel more are acquiring the language
Mhm.
now,
Mhm.
more so if it is top 10. All right,
Mhm.
and furthermore, if you go to China,
Right.
because when we go for holidays and all that, they will categorize us, when we do shopping and we go in
Mhm.
in rombongan or in a group, of tours.
Mhm.
There will be Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, whatever not. Where you from? If you're from India, they give you an Indian translator. If you're from Malaysia, Indonesia, they give you Indonesian language translator. So they
Mhm.
group us together.
Right.
So they speak our language, and of
Mhm.
course you feel honored, although you want to
Mhm.
speak English.
Right.
Typical Malaysians, they want to speak English. But
Okay.
if they speak in Bahasa Indonesia, okay, they feel at ease, they
Mhm.
feel comfortable, they feel
Mhm.
welcoming. So Bahasa Indonesia is the taught language
Right.
in most of universities, not Bahasa Melayu. Not
Oh,
Bahasa Melayu,
okay.
Bahasa Malaysia, right?
Okay.
Because to them, if you can speak Bahasa Indonesia, you can speak Bahasa Malaysia, you can speak Bahasa
Mhm.
Thai, Melayu,
Mhm.
Patani, you can speak
Right.
Bahasa Mindanao, Melayu, and all that.
Mhm.
So there are commonalities there. So uh, it's not an issue at all,
Right.
to us it's a pride, having
Mhm.
Bahasa Indonesia representing the rumpunan Melayu.
Right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Thank you, Prof, for the
Welcome,
conversation this morning.
welcome, most
Well,
welcome.
it's not morning anymore.
Yeah,
It's noon. So thank you.
I hope, I'm not sure actually, Professor Stama, whatever I highlighted to you, was it new to you or was it expected?
Yeah. Yes. Sure. Yeah. This is as we expected.
Expected, yeah.
Yes.
Anything new that you may have discovered from my highlight just now? Was
Okay.
there was there anything new to you?
Okay.
What I highlight?
Some your opinion, Malaysian opinion on Bahasa Indonesia.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that's good point. To accept to be proud because yeah we are together. If ASEAN is
Yeah.
our house, so we are in the same house. And I
Agree.
think Bahasa Indonesia is ASEAN language, right? So,
Agree.
mhm.
Agree. Agree. Just
So,
one more thing, Prof.
mhm.
Astamam. Our youngsters sometimes were surprised,
Mhm.
when they look at Malaysian, sorry, Indonesian, all right,
Mhm.
who doesn't look like Malay, and they
Right.
speak Indonesian, Bahasa Melayu, and they were like, "Ma, they are speaking Bahasa Melayu." I said, "Yeah, they are Indonesians and they speak Bahasa Indonesia, I mean, to
Mhm.
them, because it's so fluent, and the command is so good, and they were like it was very touching for the
right.
young Malaysians. So
Uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
felt that you must be proud of your language, you know, and like how Indonesians are proud with their language. So well, on behalf of Malaysia, we thank Indonesian for leading the way ever since, you know, not now, ever since, and we hope, you know, there are more, you
Right.
know, yeah, this language should be taught and learned and adopted and acquired by many, you know, international people around. Yeah.
Right. So Bahasa Indonesia is like a miracle. It's you know, God-given to us, because we are so many ethnic, so many languages, so many culture. Locally, domestically, you know, we have 17,000 islands amongst 275 million people.
Right.
Also, thousand of, you know, different ethnicity are there, you know, with the Indonesian nation.
But
So
how, in fact, I should interview you, Prof. Basama. How did you all, you know, with that many ethnic groups, you come up with that one language? Like in Malaysia, we don't have that many like Indonesia, but how did you all manage to have that kind of
yeah,
transformation?
yeah, it's, I think, political struggle at the early time. We have a movement called Sumpah Pemuda.
Right.
You heard about
Yeah. Yeah.
the movement. So all the representatives of ethnics in Indonesia swore to have three things: one language, Bahasa Indonesia; one country, um, Indonesia. So one nation, Indonesia. I mean, this become a kind of a guidance, you know, that everybody should, you know, be one in a house of Indonesia.
What
So
year was that, Prof. Bastama?
in 1928,
Oh, that
yeah,
long.
during Dutch colonial era. So there's some movement, you know, to unite, and the
Yeah.
only way, you know, to unite with these different ethnics, first is from the language. So
So
this,
meaning in
Mhm.
1929 or 28,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
language already existed.
yes, yes, that's right. That has been recognized, and then has been accepted, has been popularized, you know. And this is one of the big struggle, because yeah, you know, with so many ethnics, to have one language is a challenge. But after all, every ethnics use the Bahasa Indonesia.
One question, Prof. Bastama.
Yes.
Is there still any ethnic group that is not able to speak Bahasa Indonesia?
Maybe, yeah. But that's probably in the outer
Remote.
area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, I myself, Prof, uh, I'm a Sundanese. I speak Sundanese, you know, as a mother language.
Right.
And when I speak with family, we speak Sundanese.
Right.
Um, but then I was taught Bahasa Indonesia at school, at
Right.
elementary school, third class, uh, year third, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we developed our Bahasa Indonesia and become mastery. We mastered the Bahasa Indonesia. So when we speak to any other ethnic group, of course, Bahasa Indonesia, but we still maintain our Sundanese language at home, just among, you know, family, maybe close friends. But nowadays also, even though we speak Sundanese, but sometimes we mix with Bahasa Indonesia. And I learned also Javanese, which is the
Okay.
majority of population in
Yeah.
Java Island. Also
Island.
maintain the Javanese.
Right.
But you know, when they speak outside, the family, they speak Bahasa Indonesia.
Right.
And yeah, I think in some area, Bahasa Indonesia become number one, become mother language, and local language become the second. But in certain area, like in case in my family, in Tasikmalaya, mother language is Sundanese, and Bahasa Indonesia is then next, That's why we are in different another perspective. We struggle now to learn English because we are too fully dedicated to our national language and our local ethnics. The
Yeah.
English become left behind. Our English, I would say, we are much left behind comparing to Malaysians because everybody speak Bahasa Indonesia, and yeah, I think as you said in Malaysia, in Indonesia, I think English is important, and people should learn English uh, as well as Bahasa Indonesia. And also, I think English should be maybe second language. Now we treat English as foreign language.
Okay.
So we are not openly or free, to speak English in general and public. We speak among us, because people they said,
Show off.
show off, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's why, as if we are not encouraged to speak English in the public, that's the challenge,
Yeah.
But I think with this open era now, English become step by step is more developed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not as widely as in Malaysia, but I think Indonesia is starting.
Yeah, I think all nations should study English because that's the universal language. I mean, books of reference and whatever not knowledge are all mostly in English. And actually, it's not only in Indonesia, Prof. Bastamam, my friends, from Japan, Korea, many other countries. When in US, they speak very good English, but when they go back, they had to speak the national language. They forgot the English, the command, the fluency, and I think can't blame them. I mean, the national requirement is different, and so when you don't practice, just like me, if I don't practice my Mandarin, I forgot everything. So it's a waste,
Yeah,
But
basically, to learn a language is to speak it, right?
Agree. You have to practice. Otherwise, just like driving, you will forget the language. But I guess in Malaysia, if you don't speak English, people don't look up at you in a sometimes. And because they feel that if you can speak English, you're better off because your circles may be different or something like that. But I think you need to pick up any language for that matter because it's an advantage, English or Mandarin or Tamil or whatever. Because to me in Malaysia it's a waste when you do not learn the majority's language here. I don't deny put Bahasa Melayu as number one, English as second language, and the other three. If they make it compulsory, you don't lose anything. You gain more than you lose. So there's nothing to be afraid if you learn Mandarin or Tamil in Malaysia. But even that we joke around amongst us, I mean, like what you mentioned about racial just now, to avoid that kind of racial, perception, all that is best, when you imagine if I can joke around in Tamil or in Mandarin and they can joke around in my language, it'll be more fun. We love to tease each other.
Yeah, I do agree. We open to any language, but at least one of the international language which are spoken widely, English. I surprised many people in Germany also speak English.
Because they felt left out, Prof. Bastamam, because you need the more you communicate, the
Mhm.
more you understand each other.
Right.
So if you can't, then it's a big barrier.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. It's interesting.
Yes.
So again, thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you.
Faridah,
Thank you so
for
much.
the information,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
communications. Hope to
Yeah.
see you again in next
Right.
topics.
Yep.
So
Happy New Year to you. Happy holidays.
yeah,
And
happy
I
holidays.
hope to
Yeah, happy
see
New
you
Year.
around in the next few days in Malaysia.